Hello students, welcome to the online classes. As we were doing our chapter 4, that is basic geometrical ideas. So we will continue with that only. Okay, so today's topic is quadrilateral. Students, what is quadrilateral? A four-sided polygon. And you know about the polygon, it should be made up of line segments and it should be a closed figure. Okay, so here this one is a closed figure and made up of four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the four sides. Okay, now suppose if we have to name the sides. So sides are, this one is AB, so this is side AB. This one is BC, so this side is BC. This side is CD, so CD is one of the side and AD is the fourth side. Okay, now what about angles? Angles, these are the angles. This is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C, and this is angle D. So these four are the angles of this quadrilateral. Okay, now one of the example is given to us. Draw a rough sketch of a quadrilateral PQRS. So first of all we will draw a sketch of a quadrilateral, and we know that quadrilateral is a four-sided figure. So here this is a four-sided figure, closed figure. It means this is a quadrilateral and we have to name it as PQRS. So students, this is PQRS. We named the quadrilateral as PQRS. Okay, now draw its diagonals. Students, how we draw the diagonals? This P and R, these two are the opposite vertices, and when we will join them we will get diagonal. Okay, similarly this Q is one of the point and S is its opposite, so when we will join Q to S we will get another diagonal. Okay, we have to name the diagonals. So here the diagonals are, this one is PR diagonal, so we will write PR here. Okay, next one is QS, this is the another diagonal, so we will write QS. Okay, these two are the diagonals and we named them. Now next is the meeting point of the diagonals. Meeting point of diagonals means where these two diagonals are meeting, they are meeting here, or we can say this is the intersection point of these two diagonals and I am naming it as O. Okay, so we have to tell, is the meeting point of diagonals in the interior or exterior of the quadrilateral. So students, this is the quadrilateral here, the meeting point is this O point. Okay, so we have to tell, is this point O is in the interior or exterior. Suppose here this is the quadrilateral, so what is the interior part? This one is the interior part within the boundary. Okay, this whole is the interior part and this outside part is the exterior. So now you can tell that where this O lies in the interior of the quadrilateral. So we will write that meeting point of the diagonal is in the interior of the quadrilateral. Okay, meeting point is in the interior of the quadrilateral here. Okay, now next one is draw a rough sketch of quadrilateral KLMN. First of all we will draw a quadrilateral and we will name it as KLMN. Okay, here I have drawn this four-sided figure and I am naming it as KLMN. Students, you always have to remember, if we are starting from here, then we will write continuously. This point is K, then this will be L. We will not name it as M or N. Okay, KLMN means the continuously the vertices will be there. Okay, so this is the quadrilateral KLMN. Now two pairs of opposite sides. We have to tell the two pairs of opposite sides. So what are opposite sides, students? This KL is one of the side and its opposite side will be this one MN. This one is the opposite side. Okay, so one of the pair is KL and MN. These two are opposite sides. Okay, now next one pair, this KN and ML. These two can be the another pair. This is side KN. Okay, and its opposite side will be LM. Okay, so another pair is KN and LM. Okay, these two are the opposite sides. This is one pair and this is the second one pair, and we have to tell about two pairs. Okay, so these are the pairs. Now in B part, two pairs of opposite angles. What are opposite angles? Here this is angle K, and what will be its opposite angle? Its opposite angle will be like this. So here M is the opposite angle. Okay, so angle K and angle M are the opposite angles. We have to tell about two pairs. This is one of the pair. Now next pair will be, this is angle L, so its opposite pair will be this one, angle N. So angle L and angle N are the opposite angles. Students, for the angle we have to make this symbol. This symbol represents angle. I told you earlier also. Now in the C part, two pairs of adjacent sides. What are adjacent sides? Adjacent means like this. If suppose we are taking KL as one of the line, then its adjacent will be KN will be the adjacent. This line KN will be the adjacent, or we can say ML will be the adjacent. Okay, students, we are talking about KL. KL is the side here. If we have to talk about opposite side, then the upper one means this one, MN will be the opposite. But if we are talking about adjacent sides, then this one can be the adjacent, or this one can be the adjacent of KL. Okay, so it's your choice. With KL you can write KN also, or you can write LM also. Okay, so here KL is one of the side and its adjacent side is, I am taking LM as one of its adjacent side. Okay, this is one of the pair. Now we have to tell about next pair. Students, you can differentiate like this. With the comma, these are the pairs, and with the semicolon, the two pairs will be there. Now suppose I am talking about Kn, then we can write Nm as its adjacent or Kl is as its adjacent. Here I am talking about Kn. So its opposite side, what will be the opposite side of Kn? Lm will be the opposite side. And if we are talking about adjacent angles, then we can say that KL can be the adjacent, or we can say that MN is the adjacent. Okay, so with KN you can take any of the side. I am taking this one. So here NM is the adjacent side of KN. So KN and MN are the adjacent sides. Okay, now next one is two pairs of adjacent angles. What are adjacent angles, students? Here if we are talking about angle K, this was the angle K and its opposite angle was M, like this. Okay, and if we are talking about adjacent angles, so what are adjacent angles? If this is K, then angle N is adjacent and angle AL is also adjacent. Means with K, this can be the adjacent or this can be the adjacent. Both are adjacent to K. So we will write that with angle K, I can write L or M. I am writing L. Means angle K and angle R, these both are adjacent. Okay, we can take these two also, angle M and angle N. Means which are coming continuously. So angle M and angle N, these two are also adjacent angles. So by this we have make the two pairs of adjacent angles here, angle KL, angle L, and angle M and angle N. Okay. Now students, our next topic is circles. You know about the circle. This is a circle here. Okay, now from the figure we have to identify these points. First of all, center of the circle. Students, you know that when we draw a circle, we put the pointed edge of the compass here, and then like this we make the circle. This is the pointed edge we put here, and this like this we draw the circle. Okay, means this is the center of the circle, the middle one here. So in this figure, this is O, this is the center point. Okay, so here O is the center of the circle. Center of the circle is O here. Now we have to tell about three radii. What is radii, students? You know about the radius. What is radius? Any line that starts from the center and join any point on the circle. Any point means this, it can be like this, these all are radius. From here to here means from the center to the boundary of the circle are radius. And when we are talking about 3 radii means the plural means, so we will put in place of radius radii. Okay, so 3 radii we have to tell in this figure. So from OA is here, so it means OA is the radius. From OB is on the boundary of the circle, so OB is another radius. And from OC is on the boundary of the circle, so OC is the radius. Okay, so what are the radius here? OA, OB and OC. These 3 are the radius. Okay, now a diameter. What is diameter, students? Diameter joins the 2 points of the boundary, okay, and it passes through the center. Means this is the point, suppose these 2 are the points and it's the center, so a diameter will be like this. It will be on 2 boundary points and it should pass through the center. So in this, can you tell me what is the diameter? This is O here, this line is passing through O, and also it's touching the 2 boundary points, means A and C, and it is passing through O, it means it is a diameter. So here we can say that AC is a diameter. AC is a diameter as it is touching the 2 points on the boundary and also it is passing through the center. Okay, now a chord. What is a chord, students? We can say that when a line touches any 2 boundary points like this, suppose these are the 2 points and this line is joining these points, so this will be called chord. Okay, so here this ED is joining 2 points. Okay, so this will be called chord. Chord should join any 2 boundary points. So here ED means this one line is the chord here. Okay, now 2 points in the interior. Interior means this inside part of the circle. Okay, so in this, what are the interior points? This P is the interior point, this O is the interior point, we can say. Okay, these A, B, C, D, E, these are the boundary points because they are on the boundary of the circle, or we can say circumference of the circle, but are inside the circle only these points, this O point and this P point, only these 2 are in the interior of the circle. So we will write point O and point P. These 2 are in the interior of the circle, and a point in the exterior. So students, can you see that this is the point Q and this is outside the circle boundary? It means it is at the exterior. So here we will write that Q is at the exterior of circle. Now a sector. What is a sector, students? Here this is O, this is A, this is B, and when we will shade this part, this portion, so this shaded portion is called a sector. Okay, so here O, A, B shaded region is the sector here. So what is the sector? O, A, B shaded region is called sector. OAB means this one, and we can say that O is this, AB is the arc, and the area including these is called sector, means this shaded portion. Okay, now a segment. What is the segment, student? The area which includes one of the chord and any arc of the circle, and the area between this is segment. So this shaded portion is segment as it is covered with ED and this arc of circle. So this area is segment. So we will write that ED and the shaded portion, or you can write shaded region. Okay, shaded region of ED means this one. So this is a segment. Okay, now our next example is every diameter of a circle also a chord? Students, I told you here that what is the diameter that join 2 points on the boundary of circle, and what is chord? Chord also joins the 2 points of boundary. Okay, so can we say that every diameter is a circle? Yes, every diameter of a circle is a chord. Yes, because both of them requires to join 2 points on the boundary. Here AC is the diameter, we can call it a chord also, because chord needs to join the 2 points on the circle. Here it is joining 2 points, it means we can say that yes, a diameter can be a chord. Okay, now B part is every chord of a circle is also a diameter. For this, students, what you need to know, suppose this is the circle here. Okay, now is every chord, suppose I am drawing this one chord. Okay, can you say this a diameter? No, because a diameter should pass through a center of the circle, but it is not passing. Okay, so we will say that no, every chord is of a circle is not a diameter. Okay, a diameter can be chord, but every chord can't be a diameter. Okay, if the chord is passing through the center, then it will be the diameter. Okay, now next example is draw any circle and mark. We have to draw any circle and we have to mark these points. So first point is its center. Okay, so I am taking O as the center point, from where we will put the edge point of the compass, pointed edge of the compass, and then we will draw. So this is the center and I am naming it as O. So here we will write that O is the center we marked in a circle. Now a radius, we have to draw a radius. So from here I am joining this and I am naming it as A. So here OA is the radius. You will write that in the circle we marked OA as the radius. Now a diameter, we know that a diameter should pass through the center. So here I am making like this. I am marking it as B and C. So here BC is the diameter. Okay, now a sector, we have to tell about a sector. You know about the sector here, means these include 3 points, one center point and 2 of the points on the boundary, and its shaded portion is a sector. Okay, so here can I say OAC as a sector if I shade this portion? So this is a sector here. So I will write that OAC is a sector which is the shaded portion, or we can write shaded region. Okay, so this shaded region of OAC is sector. Now segment, we know that when any chord includes any arc of the boundary, so it makes segment. So here I am drawing like this and naming it as EF. So EF is this and I am shading this portion. So this portion is called segment. Okay, so we will write EF here is segment and the shaded portion is segment. Okay, now a point in the interior. Here are O is the interior, or what you can do, you can mark any of the point, name it as D or any of other alphabet, or you can say that this is the interior, or you can simply name O is at the interior. Okay, you can write O as the interior, or you can make any of the point in the interior, means within the boundary, means inside the circle you can make any point and you can write it as its interior point. Okay, now a point in the exterior. So this is the circle. What can be the exterior point? Suppose here I am making a point and I am naming it as X. So this is outside the circle, so this point X is in the exterior. So point X is at the exterior. Now an arc. Students, this EF and this portion means the boundary of the circle. This is called EF as the arc. Okay, so what is the symbol for this? We make the symbol like this. This is the symbol of arc and we are representing this EF portion, means this one. Okay, so I am naming here EF as arc. Okay, don't get confused, students. If we are talking about this line EF, then it is a chord, and if we are talking about this arc, means the boundary of the circles, then this is the arc EF. This is line EF, or we can say chord EF, and this is arc EF. So here an arc is arc, we have made the symbol of arc and then EF. Okay. Now students, here can be the question that two diameters of a circle will necessarily meet within the circle. Okay, this is the circle and we have made two of the diameters. This is one diameter, this is two diameter. So it is necessary that the two diameters will meet inside the circle only. Okay, so in your question you will write that two diameters of a circle will necessarily intersect at the center. Okay. Now next one is the center of a circle is always in its interior. So it is true, when we will make any of the circle, then its center will always be in its interior. It will not be outside the circle. If it will be outside the circle, then how you will make the circle? Okay, so a center is always in the interior of the circle. Okay, so students, by this your chapter 4 is completed. Hope to see in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.